Foreign Powers.
What is up, foreigners, and welcome back to another episode of Top 10 Clash Royale Conspiracy Theories Debunked. Today, we're going over another Top 10 Clash Royale Conspiracy Theories. You will not believe what is on this list. So starting out with the top. Number 10. The Dark Prince and the Prince are brothers. Now, this may seem obvious, but to the naked eye, but this is also hinted to during the trailers when they are both vying for the princess's attention. This may be seen as some weird friendship, but they are actually brothers of the other king. But also, the Dark Prince also wears his famous bucket hat in reference to Monty Python and the Holy Grail, because the prince got all of his arms cut off by a sword. So he vows to never use a sword again. He only uses a mace.
Number 9. Giant vs. Royal Giant. One day during training camp, the giant got very angry. He saw a cannon and ripped it off the mount. He then became the Royal Giant.
Coming in at number 8, we have how the Royal Skeleton Dragons came. They were originally a failed experiment of the Night Witch because she wanted to replace her skeleton Larry because he was always going off and wreaking havoc. But the witch decided that the baby dragon skeletons were useless and she wanted to go back to Larry. So sadly, she abandoned the skeleton dragons. This is why they were added later as a failed experiment and are their own card because they were sadly abandoned.
Number 7. As many know of the famous Musketeer, there is also a 9 Elixir 3 Musketeer card. This was added later in the game, so we now know that the 1 Musketeer is older than the 3 triplet Musketeers.
Moving on to the more exciting number 6. Fortnite Crossover with Clash Royale. Now, this stellar event would have happened, but it did not, so you can no longer get a Victory Royale with an Archer Queen skin. Sadly, it was canceled by the Finland national laws because they filed antitrust lawsuit against Clash Royale. So, that's sad. Moving on to number 4. As many of you may have seen the popular trilogy Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, you may have heard of Lord Sauron, the Eye of Sauron, which similarly reflects and is inspired by the Inferno Tower. Now, these are both too coincidental to not be linked, which draws many conclusions to why Supercell copied the famous story.
Number 5. In 2018, Supercell wanted to make Clash Royale more inclusive for all. So that's why in the month of June, they released the Mega Night during Pride Month. Number 3. Supercell added boomers in Clash Royale. As many know, the famous card, the Wizard. When he takes his hood off, his hair represents an afro. This is a reference to the 80s and the boomers.
And finally, starting off with our top 2. Number 2, the builder is actually in the flying machine. Now, this sounds crazy. How is Clash of Clans related to Clash Royale? But it is true. If you look closely at the flying machine card, you see little legs that have been hinted to being the builder. And this is also added to because it is in Builder's Workshop.
Number 1. Clash Royale uses bots in lower arenas. This is as to make lower level skilled players feel better of winning their games, to boost them into higher arenas.
This should be used for the outro.